Hi Bill, how you doing? I believe you and Chris Fay went to a rather important meeting yesterday, and all of a sudden we've had a massive reshuffle and a load of people leave the cabinet. What are your thoughts on what went on yesterday?
Well, first of all, I would like to direct everyone to the Sunday Mirror article, July the 13th. This is last Sunday. Now, if people read that article, William HAGUE is being named in it. It's a witness who's come forward. It's very important that people that read that. Sorry, it was very early. I didn't get into about 3 o'clock this morning. Now, so please go to Sunday's Sunday Mirror.
I'm getting the slide up on screen now, so people know what they're looking at.
Yeah, well, we need them to read that. That is what this cabinet reshuffle is all about, Lou. This cabinet reshuffle is all about. There's going to be a few red herrings as well, but some of these people that are being moved are involved in the paedophile ring within Westminster and further. Now, I was talking to some people last night. Now, what we're aiming to do is we are aiming to conduct our own inquiry. Now, we're looking for people from the alternative media that victims and survivors will trust. So we are setting up our own inquiry. We will have at least one barrister, very eminent barrister. We will have people that the alternative media cannot control either. Okay, Lou?
Okay.
This is a very harrowing time. I would just like to say that when this started, when Chris Fay was with NAPIC and he started exposing this, Chris Fay had 3 bullets come through his back window. 2 weeks ago, I had a phone call from a barrister who said to me, I had to phone you, Bill, because my name is on a hit list. I said, what do you mean? He said, just listen to me. What I must tell you is, I believe your name is on it as well. Now, I'm saying this for all the people that are out there that do work. And it's difficult. It's very difficult. What's happening? There are threats. There are threats coming from high places. My ultimate aim is to expose and go. And I am concerned about the welfare of the team that I work with as well. This has become very serious. When you look at this reshuffle, they're putting women in, the same as they've done with the church. They're putting the women in to try and take the paedophilia out. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
because a male-dominated environment. The Sunday Mirror is reporting pool parties where members of Parliament would be naked or just have towels around them. There were young boys, 14, 15 years of age, running around dressed as butlers in swimming costumes. Now, the story that's in the Mirror is also corroborated by the witness that we're talking to from Fernbridge. This corruption goes right through Parliament. I made a speech quite a while ago, many years ago now, and I said it'll bring this country to its knees. It has to bring this country to its knees if we are to protect our children. And this goes for everyone. This goes for all the decent Middle England, all the decent upper class, all the decent lower class. We have to fight for the children. We will all meet our maker one day. We will all die. Whether you believe you go anywhere or you don't. You think of your final moments. You've got to do something, people. We have to help these children. We want our own, and it will be an independent inquiry.
Yeah.
Okay, Lou?
The meeting that you went to with Chris Fay last night, how did that go, and what was it?
That meeting we went to last night, the police were there. national media and someone who is helping us, and I'm not...
That's fair enough, Bill. You can only say what you need to say.
Yeah, we just have to protect the building of this, but we have some very eminent people, some very, very good people, that it looks like they are willing to sit on the panel, and then we will have our investigation, and we will come with our conclusions. And I'll tell you something, people, it won't take as long as the Bloody Sunday inquiry did, or all the other cover-ups. And what is really disheartening, Lou, is the fact that the way government are just protecting themselves. They're not protecting our children. Our children are still at risk. This is still going on. Yeah. So, you know, what more can I say, Lou?
No, I think that's fine, Bill. Well, thank you for sparing your time to come on and say this. What should people do? How should people get in to support you? What do people need to do? Do they need to start phoning their local MPs? What do you suggest people can do to help what you're doing?
Yes, they need to get this story. To me, the story that was in Sunday Mirror was all exposing. Now, I've seen a lot of stories in different newspapers, but this one...
And this is the Dolphin Square. This is the Dolphin Square article you're talking about, yeah?
No, this is but this is about a witness who came forward.
Victims of alleged abuse raped by MPs in exclusive flats. Is it that article we're talking about in the Mirror on Sunday?
Is that the one, Maria? I'm just talking to Maria. Right, it's Anthony Gilberthorpe, whistleblower and former Conservative Party activist. Now, this guy came forward. He's not incognito. He came forward. He worked with the government. He was at the parties. He was helping to procure children.
Okay.
And our government is collapsing. The government that we knew a short while ago, today, what is happening is an example of them rebuilding themselves.
Yeah. Because
the government has collapsed. Look at the work. William Hague is going to retire, even though he's right bang in the middle of world decisions, if you like. And he says he wants to go and play the piano and write books. And then we've got Kenneth Clarke. Kenneth Clarke is saying he wants to go and spend more time in his garden. Well, I think Kenneth Clarke should be looking at gardens through bars. Yeah. I don't think that paedophiles should be sent to open prisons. Now, Kenneth Clarke brings us back to Ben Fellows. And listen, everyone who's listening to this, me personally, I believe everything that Ben Fellows has said about Kenneth Clarke. He's gone. So, we've got Kenneth Clarke, we've got William Hague gone, and then we've got Gove, shenanigans with Gove. Yep. Now, 4 years ago, I was ejected from Question Time. It was just after the main leaders' debate. And we are now trying to get the footage of when my wife, Maria, and my producer were both ejected. And we're trying to get the film footage. We've got the national press trying to get the film footage of when I was ejected, because on that panel, when I asked the question, what are you going to do about institutional paedophile rings operating in this country now, Michael Gove was on that panel. Farage was on that panel. Miliband was on that panel. Chakrabarti was on that panel. Then I went on to do the same to Ed Balls, to Harriet Harman, to many more. And the killer blows from us, if you like, was Nick Clegg and BBC News on Budget Day. So we are under serious threat, and I'm not trying to dramatise this subject at all, but I just want the people out there to know that we are fighting very close in this. We are really in this is becoming a street fight. And I just want the people to know that
all the work you and Chris are doing, because you're endlessly doing what you're doing.
Well, I appreciate that, Lou. But we don't want thanks. We don't believe we deserve thanks. We just believe Chris Fay and myself future until we stop it at the point where life begins. This planet will always be at war. And this paedophilic subject is one of the most powerful blackmailing tools that can be used against anyone. Anyone. So there is blackmail going on here. We've got chief whips. Michael Gove is now becoming chief whip.
Yeah.
So let people, you know, there's a lot of you out there, you know what you're doing. You carry on what you're doing. You just fight for the good and let's fight for the children. Don't worry about reputations of politicians. Don't worry about reputation of this country. The reputation as far as this country is concerned with child abuse is dead. It is squashed. Yeah. It is like paint on the floor and it is still moving.
Yeah. And
I just implore, once again, victims and survivors to come forward. We need serious victims and survivors to come forward with their evidence. Email me at bill@pyremeshfilms.com.
Bill, that's fantastic. We'll get a link up on screen to Pyremesh Films and how people can get in touch with you.
Yeah.
Well,
listen, I know I might sound a little bit down, but I'm just tired.
No, of course you are.
I'm exhilarated by what is happening, Lou. Yeah. I'm exhilarated by what normal...
Sorry, I don't know if you're aware that there's been a petition set up, I believe, to see if we can get Robert Greene on an inquiry panel with regard...
Robert Greene is more than welcome on my inquiry panel, on our inquiry panel. I spoke to Robert a couple of days ago. I think he's a great guy to go, and I'm going to be working to see if we can get Robert involved in this. This will be a credible alternative media panel. Robert Greene has been outrageously, his human rights, his civil liberties have been spat at this man in his face. This man is a true hero. Now, for God's sake, people, wake up and start listening, and more, start acting. Demonstrate your members of parliament. Go to their surgeries.
Yeah, and do
what you have to do.
Yeah, there is a rally going on Friday as well at Westminster, organised by Mumsy McNamara outside.
Mumsy is a very good example, and for those people that aren't doing anything, Mumsy will put you to shame.
She's in her 70s, and she's going to be out there outside.
And her health is not good.
Yeah, exactly. Bill, thank you so much for your time. Well, we're always here. We're always supporting you, and if you need us, just give us a shout, Bill.
And anyway, to all victims and survivors, just do this bit, Lou, to all of you that have been involved in the investigation and the exposure of this subject, God bless you, we love you, and keep going, and we want to bring more forward. If the police won't listen to you, I want people to come to me, and I want them to tell me that the police have not listened to them or whatever, because this cover-up is not just politicians.
Yeah.
The tools they work with is the police, MI5, MI6. We are treading on very dangerous grounds. This subject has affected the national security of this country for years and years and years gone by. And there have been distractions like wars, etc., etc. Gaddafi knew about paedophiles in our government. Gaddafi. So did Saddam Hussein. They knew. Were they using these as blackmailing tools? Why are some enemies of the democratic world allowed to continue to live and others are killed? And we know. And Gaddafi's son, Saif, is still alive and knows Prince Andrew. There you go. That's the bang at the end. Love you all. God bless all victims and survivors.
Cheers, Bill. Take care. Be safe.
Bye, Lou.